My name is Chris Palmer, and I do not want to waste any time. I want to get directly into the keyword research for SEO video that we're starting right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I have a lot for you. So we're going to be using a few tools. One of the main tools that I love to use is SEMrush, great for a plethora of different SEO and content marketing strategies. Along with that, you're going to need a spreadsheet. First technique, and remember I have 3 of them, so stick with me here. The very first thing is we're going to go for a particular niche. This does not mean that if you're e-commerce or if you're affiliate that it's limited to only what I'm showing. No, these techniques can be utilized for any niche. So what we're going to do and what I'm going to teach on is Lawyer New York City, a very high competition niche. So if I want to rank for Lawyer New York City, all right, let me show you the strategy that I like to use. So the very first thing that I'm going to do before I start writing out my content, and again, I have 3 strategies, 3 techniques I'm going to show you. But one of the first things that I want to do is I want to go to the first competitor, the second competitor, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, everybody that's above me. And here's what you want to do one by one, and we want to make ourselves a spreadsheet. Let me go ahead and show you this first technique. So we want to go ahead and grab the page that is ranking number 1, and again, through 9, for our top competitor. All right, so our top competitor for the keyword that we want. We grab this exact page. All right, we're going to copy that. We're going to bring it over to SEMrush, best tool for this, and we're going to go ahead and search this exact page. All right, so this exact URL that's ranking for our primary keyword, remember. So what we want to do is we want to go to our top organic. We can see that there's 47 keywords. So we want to go one by one, remember. All right, he's bringing in all of these, all right, or she, or this brand. So this is going to be number 1. So let's go ahead and do Excel. We're going to go ahead and export. And what I want to do is I want to do file. I want to go import, and then I want to go upload. We're going to go here. We're going to go to downloads, and we're going to go through one by one, 1 through 9, every single page that is ranking. Again, for our primary keyword, we want to go to that exact URL, extract the keywords that it's actually pulling in, and we're going to go ahead and make a spreadsheet based off of this. All right, so we want to go ahead and clean this up. So let me just go ahead and show you how to do that. So we're just going to go into here. We're going to clean all of this up. We're not really concerned with any of this stuff, but we're not concerned with any of this. So we're going to go ahead and delete these columns. We want to, well, we'll take care of that later. So each of the sites, all right, we're going to go in, grab the keywords that they're ranking for our primary. We're going to go 1 through 9. We're going to make one massive Excel sheet. So this was the first site. We'd go and we're going to get the second site. So there's going to be another list, all right? After that, what we want to do is we want to edit and extract any duplicates. So we went through one by one. We went to each of these sites, all right? Each of the sites that are on here that are ranking for our primary. We want to go through our Excel sheet, remove any of the duplicate keywords that any of our competitors have, remove those duplicate keywords, and then we'll be left with a master list. Now, this master list for this keyword, these are going to be opportunities for us to add these specific keywords to our page when we're implementing or having perhaps our content writers or maybe yourself are writing this content. The reason why we want to do this is now we are able to start taking traffic from our leading competitors. Let me just go ahead and make this make a little bit more sense. So if list of law firms in New York, it's only 20, but this one here, list of top law firms in NYC. This has a 1,600 per month volume. Now, somewhere within our body content, we want to utilize this particular phrase. Why? Because we want to be as relevant as the top ranker, and B, we also want to have the opportunity to start extracting from that 1,600 that perhaps the number 1 ranker is receiving. All right. So now I want to go ahead and expand on this idea. We're going to go into technique number 2, and this has to do with Google Search Console. So let's just stay on focus, and I'll go ahead and show you. Like, keep this in mind. You know, what we're trying to do is we're trying to expand. We want to expand our capabilities. We want to expand and be able to gather more traffic and show up for more keywords, right? This is how we're able to have we're optimized for one keyword, but we're able to bring in a bunch. So let me go ahead and show you technique 2 here. So for technique number 2, let's say that we have now optimized for our primary keyword, and let's please remember that the primary keyword is going to be Lawyers New York. Now we've already optimized and launched our pages. Now when we launch our pages, submit our sitemaps, and we have Google Index and Crawl, what you're going to find at first is Google is going to test you for a lot of different keywords. Now we're going to know this from the fresh or the weekly data that is actually provided to us by Google Search Console. So let me go ahead and show you exactly what I mean. So if we come in here, and I know this isn't a lawyer website, but if we come in here to performance, all right, and let's say that you have just launched a brand new page, what you're going to see inside of Google Search Console is a spike in different keywords. Now, if you have a really big site, this might not be as effective, but if you have a smaller site or a new website, you're going to see this very, very, very prominently. All right. So let me go ahead and share this with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go to the past 28 days. And if you're watching your Search Console or any other analytics, you're going to see that when you issue a new piece of content or publish a brand new piece of content, Google is going to be testing you for a lot of keywords. Now, the best thing to do is go up here to the top right-hand corner and export this list. Now, any of the words that you're seeing inside of your queries, especially as they go farther out, right? As we get out, as far as the positions that are in position number 100, position 80, these are words, these are testing words. What I highly recommend that you do, especially if you have a new or smaller website, is take these words that are way in position, that have just shown up in the past 28 days when you released or published that brand new page. These are the words that we want to add to the page. And why is that? The reason is if I issue a brand new page and Google is testing me for these keywords, it's giving me traffic, it's giving me impressions, it's showing these keywords, Google thinks that my pages and my website is about these keywords. So go ahead and add them to the new page that allowed Google to start showing you or showing your website to other users. All right. So I hope that this was helpful. This was tip number 2 for keyword research for SEO. Now, last but not least, let's start coming up with a content strategy or a keyword research / content strategy plan. All right, so let me go ahead and walk you through this. Now, let's go back on topic here. All right, so we're going to come back over here, and let's say perhaps we are in the lawyer niche. All right, so we're going to stick with this same exact topic, and I really, really like these big keywords, but let's go Lawyer New York. Lawyer New York, we're going to go a little bit broader, a little bit bigger, higher competition. And what we are looking for is the biggest, largest, highest authoritative domains that there possibly could be. And let me tell you why. The reason why we're looking for these is much like the last tip. These large authoritative websites are simply pulling in keywords and generating traffic based off of authority, not proper optimization. So let me walk you through and how we can start extracting this traffic from the top biggest brands. All right, so let me go ahead and share this with you briefly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Lawyer New York, and what we want to bring in, and it's probably going to be a lot of the same brands. Go ahead and get in here. So first and foremost, what we want to do is, actually what I want to do is I want to search for lawyer, and I'm assuming it's probably going to be along the same. So I really like to get Wikipedia. That's one of the ones that I really like, and we're going to do Justia. So what I want to do is let's go ahead and take this Wikipedia page because I want to just go ahead and showcase something. So first and foremost, let's start with Justia, and we're going to go to the root domain, and here's what we want to do. So in order to start building out our content strategy based off of keywords, right? We're doing keyword research. You go to the big data, the big player. And what we want to do is we want to go in whatever market you're in. So for this instance or this particular walkthrough, we're going to do US. We're doing our organic research for the root domain. That's the entire website. What we want to do is we're going to go in here to our overview. we want to come in here to our organic keywords. All right. So let's go in here to organic keywords. And then how we want to do this is we want to go in here to our columns. If you're utilizing SEMrush, I hope that you are. It's an excellent tool, or whatever tool you're using. And inside of here, really what we want is the amount of traffic. And we also want to know cost per click, the URL, okay? Volume, here's the traffic, SERP features, costs, results, SERP updates. Okay, now this is how we can start developing our content strategy. So let me give you a very crude overview of this, all right? So here's how we would go about doing it. Let's go ahead and clear this out, all right? Now this, again, is a crude overview, but this is one of the ways that we like to do it, all right? So let's come into here. We're gonna go to File. We're gonna go to New Spreadsheet, all right? We're gonna space these out, and let me just walk you through this briefly, all right? We're just gonna do, let's just do 3 months. All right, so 90 days. All right, again, this is going to be a crude overview. All right, so the pink. All right, so we have purple, pink. All right, and what is this? So this is going to be, all right, it would probably be big. So MONTH, month 1. Okay, then we're going to do month 3. All right, MONTH, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. This is going to be white, okay. We're gonna make it bold so we can see it. Month 3, again, this is just a crude overview. I wanna give you the full scope of exactly what we're doing here, all right? So MONTH, and this is gonna be number, okay, we're gonna get this here, and we're gonna do number 2, okay? And then this, you probably wouldn't make it these colors, but I want it to stand out so you can understand. All right, so month 1, month 2, month 3. All right, so let's come over here. Now we have our keywords. Now what we want to do is we want to sort by volume. All right, now, so what we're looking for is we want to sort by the volume and then the traffic that they're actually receiving. So it's already sorted by the largest amount. And then we have our cost per click, all right? So in order for us to start developing our content strategy, one of the first things that we want to do is we would obviously want to come inside of here, and we would want to export this particular list, all right? More importantly, we want to go through here and actually, to be quite frank, we actually want to go to keyword difficulty. Especially if you're a new site and you're coming out with this, this might help guide you a little tiny bit. So we can come over here and we could probably go for something that's maybe a little bit not as hard. Also, what I really like to look at is all right, so what's the amount of traffic and the cost per click? Like, what's the volume and what's the cost per click? If I have a higher volume, low ticket keyword, then I know it's probably informational based. This is something that we really want to take in, all right? So what we can do is we can come over here and we can take a look. There's nothing so far. So what I want to do is we want to go inside of here. We'll manage our columns. Or what we want to do is we're going to go to our filter keyword. Let's go to volume. The volume is at least, 100 to 1,000. All right, which is probably going to give us our limited keyword difficulty score. That'll be inside of our range. And now this is the type of list now, depending on your volume. All right, I think I need to add this into another tip. So let me go ahead and share this with you. All right, this is a side tip. This is going to be a massive tip. You only want to target, Google is only giving you want to target within your traffic range. All right, so when you're trying to figure out, let's say this, all right, so let's say you're a lawyer in New York City, all right, let me just share this with you. This is a side tip that will be massively beneficial because you don't want to overshoot too high as far as what Google is allocating you as far as traffic. When you're looking at a true metric of your authority, it's based on the traffic that Google's giving to you, all right, in my opinion, all right. I've seen this over and over and over again with every campaign. You don't vary too much, all right? Keyword difficulty scores and all this, the true authority metric of what Google thinks your site is based on the amount of traffic that it gives you, All right, so let me go ahead and show you something here. So if we're a lawyer in New York City, all right, so let's just come on down here. Let's go to page 2. All right, we'll scroll on down. A lot of ads. So let's just say that this is us. All right, so let's come on over here. Because we were just sorting, like, take note of this. I sorted by volume, which lowered the keyword difficulty score, right? So to figure out which keywords we want to sort by, because I went to, like, take a look. I went for a volume of 100 to 1,000. But now we need to figure out, well, what's your site? You get what I'm saying? So here's how you do it. So let's say that this is actually you, all right? So let's bring this over here. Because you don't want to shoot yourself too high. You don't want to aim too high for the moon. You need to be able to aim and pick for keywords that are within your authoritativeness, like ones that you can actually rank for. So what you need to figure out or establish, if you're not new, right? If you're brand new, then hey, you're just shooting for low difficulty, longer, right? But here, let me go ahead and show you this. But if you've been in it for a little bit, and you have some links, you have some content, you're getting some traffic, you have a little bit of rankings going on, maybe your site's about a year old, 6 months old. So let's say that this is us. Now let's go in here to our organic research. We need to pull this site in. I do this with clients all the time to figure out, hey, what should I base the content strategy off of? So here's what we do. So we'll bring this in, and then we can see, like, if we come over here and then just take a look, right? So which ones are we actually getting traffic for? So let's take a look. Let's say that this is my site, all right? So take a look at the list. So most of the majority, like, here's the actual traffic that it's giving us. Like, yeah, we're getting one click down here, but here's our traffic. We're in the 1,000 range. You understand what I'm saying here? So, but if you're only picking up keywords that are down here, like if all of your majority, like, so we can go from 100 to 1,000 for this site. Like if this was my site, the keyword research that I did over here for this particular search term, this is accurate. Like this is fine. Why? Because my site's actually, I'm able to actually, I have the authority to rank for these traffic. I hope this makes sense to you. It's a massive tip. It's very helpful. But now let's go back now. That was a side tip. So let's come back over here and let me share this with you. All right. So what we want to do now is we're going back to the keyword research / building out our content market. Now, obviously it's going to come down the budget. It's going to come down to what can I produce? What am I paying per 100 words, right? How long does it take to optimize? But let's just say that we have the budget to be able to produce, 3 articles every other week. Let's say it's 2 articles a week. So 2, 4, 6, 8 articles a month, which is low, but let's say that that's what we're doing. So when we're building out our content strategy, it's 8 a month. We need to pick out the best volume keywords that fit our brand, that are within our traffic authority. Again, traffic authority is what I just went over. What's your traffic authority? So come on back over here. Let's take a look now. So we want highest volume, possibly a good cost per click, and it fits within our region. So it might be an odd keyword, right? Kind of like this one, like eagle eye home inspection. So this might be a secondary term that we might want to put into a piece of content. So we really want to get through here, and we really want to take a look at what makes sense for our brand, and we're going to start building these out. So just for sake of argument and just for speed of time for the video, we just pick out our 8, and we're also looking for those secondary terms that we can throw in there and rank for. All right, but that would be after this process, but we're looking for our 8. All right, so we're going to be looking for our 8 for month 1, and this is what we're building out. We're going to start building out our strategy. Paste it in there. You see what I'm saying? This is one by one. Now this would be a cleaner list, but we're coming up with our strategy now. And then once we come up with our keywords for month 1, okay, hey, I want to write 8 articles based on these keywords. Then we're taking those keywords and we're pulling them into the SERP to figure out, well, what other secondary keywords can I get on the page, just like I showed in the very first technique. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I really do. My name is Christopher Palmer. I don't want to make this video too long. This is keyword research and content marketing. I wanted to go ahead and give you 3 techniques I gave you for if you have any questions, if there's anything at all that I can help you with, I'd be more than pleased to help you out. I love this stuff. I do it every day. I'd be more than happy to help you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next keyword research SEO video. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Keyword research SEO.